I'm starting over because I want to stay on topic. And I tried to like, oh, I'm gonna start it off with a witty joke. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm I'm frustrated and I'm flustered. We have been in this apartment since 2013, and it's like if you come to our channel, my wife and I got married on 2013. It's the happiest day of my life. It's like I hear that every single day when I log into YouTube. It's like we've been here now for almost 6 years, and it's been a hell of a run. Like, and if we're just gonna full disclosure, when we found this place, it was $550 a month, which we were like, wow, what a fucking deal! Like we can do that, and then we struggled. Yeah. What? Right, right. That's actually what Kari said. I'll get there. And when it was time to renew, this company was so lazy that they were just like, oh, whatever, we'll just renew. So then we went to renew for a third time, and the guy wasn't there. And they were like, well, I guess you just get it again for $550. And we lived off of that for the first 3 years. And then they ended up selling the company to Griffin Company. And it went up from $550 to $625. And it was like, you know what? I can't be mad because we got over for so long. That's fine. Then it went from $625 to $745, and then they also wanted us to pay $55 a month for water, which was a total of $800. And I was like, that's a lot. That's a lot, but okay, because I don't want the hassle of having to move. Then they switched it, and it was like, okay, dude, it's just $800 across the board. You don't worry about water. We'll take care of water, which I never understood why they made that a whole thing, but they did. And from there, it went from 8 to, I think it was $850 for a minute. It was like, okay, $850. It's like, all right, sure, I understand. And then a new company took over, and they started doing all these renovations. We got new windows, and they did the sides on the outside. It's really nice. And it went up to $9. I was like, okay, it's a lot. But, whatever, we here. It's almost twice as much as it was when we started, but we'll deal with it. We can afford it. We're doing okay. And we've been here since then. Got a note on my door today. I won't show you I was looking around like I was going to show you the note. I'm not going to show you the note. As of July 1st, they want to charge $1,200. Now, I'm not a math whiz by any stretch of the imaginations, but that's an increase of at least 40%. I'd like to know what the laws are in accordance with that, because you can't go up that much. But for the sake of argument, let's say that legally they can do that. Well, sir, let me check here. Here's a whole pocket full of fuck that. Like, what the fuck?
I fell for it. I was
like,
what are you looking for? Do you have a business card?
You said, like, what the actual fuck? Like, $1,200 is twice as much as we used to pay, plus $100. Yep. So it's like Kari intercepted the note with me. The guy knocked on the door and he slid it through the thing, and he was like, "So are they gonna break down a wall? Right. And we have 2 apartments?" like even if they did that, I wouldn't want it. Right. So I'm in the precarious situation where we were like, well, I guess we're just going to move because we've been talking about moving anyway. No big deal. But the note is very specific to say, if you want to stay here, you have to sign this lease. So I don't want to commit to $1,200 for the next year. I just don't. Also, I believe it says month to month. I think they want to offer us a month to month thing of $1,200, which I think we may have to take for a month or so, because if not, by June 25th they're going to say, well, it's June 25th, you guys now have to either agree to pay this or make arrangements to leave. And because we've been here so long, we would get 60 days notice to quit. So technically you're talking, that's like 120 days that we kind of have to worry about it, which sounds like a lot, but Asia's the only one officially working. And we need money to save up for a security deposit, first month rent for the next place. We need to get people to move. I need to hire movers because I've tried to move when we had less stuff and it kicked our ass. I'm not doing that again. So I would rather hire people.
Yeah, I forgot.
We
didn't have a lot of stuff.
We didn't have,
now,
and it still was a lot. And we hired 2 guys to help. So I'm all for hiring a couple of dudes to come out. We'll have everything packed up, and they could take it out of the apartment, put it into the new apartment, or wherever the fuck we end up. I'm flustered by this because it's just not worth $1,200. I'm not saying that our area is a low income area, but our area is the kind of area when you can't afford to live in like the nice lush place. You head down the street a little bit to the areas. Like if you were playing Monopoly, we're like St. Charles Place. It's down the street from New York Avenue, and it's a far cry from where Boardwalk is. But it's also kind of over there by Illinois.
But it's not the Browns.
But it's also not Baltic. It's like it's not Oriental Avenue. It's not like the little shit. We're just St. Charles Place. It's a decent little place. But St. Charles Place, even St. Charles Place, I think the rent was like $600. Like it's just not worth it. This area is not worth it, and I don't know who they think they're gonna get in here.
Look.
Who they think what people who can afford to live in fucking North Carolina Avenue and Pacific Avenue gonna be like, let's go over to St. Charles Place and get an apartment. Nobody's gonna want to come here. This wasn't even our first choice when it was $550, but it was like we got to go where we can afford. It's like we were walking up. There's a lady right now packing up all their shit. All their shit's just like in the front of their apartment because they're leaving because no one's gonna be able to afford $1,200 a month. And even if they
look, I don't know if you noticed, they look so sad and flustered.
Right? And it's like, look, I got that note. I was sad and flustered, but I wasn't like, let's put all our shit in the front yard. It's not that serious.
Look, I'm sorry, not to cut you off. There's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath on Routier Road, which is literally right across the street. You know how it's literally like a little cottage over there, and they're asking $1,068 for a 3-bedroom.
Right? So it's like, look, we have options. It's not like,
and it's hardwood floor.
Like we don't have to stay here, but I was comfortable here. Like there are memories here. Like I'll never forget coming here after we had signed the lease. And we came here, and me and Asia did it in every room of the house. And Kari had already picked his room. It's like, let's do it in Kari's room first. Like, I have memories here. Like, it's going to be hard to move out of this place. But when you show me the $1,200 price tag, it's like, oh, yeah, that's why I'm fucking leaving. Fuck that. It's a ridiculous amount. It's a ridiculous price. I can't believe they would ask for that. This is nobody's first choice. This is nobody's second choice. And if they think they're going to force all the quote-unquote riffraff out of here and then bring in high-end people, then, like I said, nobody's just like, we could get an apartment over at Tennessee Avenue, but St. Charles is a steal. Like, no one's coming here. Like, it's nice. And congratulations, y'all done did the whole outside. Honestly, I didn't want to be a negative Nancy when they were doing it, but as they were doing it and they were putting up this piss yellow siding on the side of the apartments,
that looks nice.
Kind of started looking like Detroit projects to me.
Really?
Just a little bit. It's
Why
like
is that?
because it's like if you go to like Lamone Gardens and they got all that yellow siding on the side of it.
I think it looks better than it used to look.
I mean, it looks better than it used to look, but also it's starting to kind of look like a project.
I think you're comparing it to something you shouldn't compare it to.
Probably am.
That doesn't exist.
I probably am, but I'm squirrely.
I also think because you're upset about what happened, now it's easy to talk shit.
But it's time for us to go. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know what steps will need to be taken. Like we're gonna have to go to a place, look around. They're gonna want to run us a background check to make sure we don't have evictions. That's fine. I'm gonna have to come up with a check stub, provided I'm not already working. They'll want to know how much money we bringing in. But if right down the street they're asking for $1,065 and it's 3 bedrooms and hardwood floors, that becomes our front runner, and that's across the street on the other side of the tracks, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a nicer area. It's just nicer over there. So, yeah, I'm flustered and I'm bothered, but look, home ain't a place. Like, West La Loma is not home. Home is just like, these are my people. And if we got to make a different set of four walls, a ceiling, and a floor home, then we will. But I want my money's worth. And this place is just not worth $1,200. So I guess it's time to go.